start here, right? So how do you create a string in JavaScript? You can again create anything, right? Const, uh, let's say my name equals to Kilgen, right? So this is a string which I'm creating, right? Okay, so we learned that again there are three different ways to create a string. Let me very quickly do it. So let's say this is single quote. Okay, my name, let's say one, my name two, right? So my name one, my name two, right? So these are three different ways of creating a string, right? And now let me show you one more thing, right? We have not talked about it because we have not talked about objects yet. So I am not going to explain it as of now, but let me just show you, right? Okay. So you can do this also. You will say new string and you will say let's say Oxygen again. So this is also perfectly fine. You can create strings like this, all four ways, right? But again, as you understand in, I mean, what is happening here is in all these four cases, right? Since uh, string is a data type, right? But here what we have is we have the what we say there are methods, right, to it which you can access. Okay, so let me just show you those methods first. So use any variable of the string where you are holding the value and do a dot. You will see so many methods here, right, which are available on the string thing, right, to work. And while working, right, you will be using a lot of them. Okay, so it's a good time just to start working on each one of them one by one. Okay, so but just to understand this properly, what I've done is I've thinking to categorize all these methods under different buckets so that it becomes easy for us to remember them and at least to understand like how I mean, some of the methods are doing the same stuff. Okay, so let's start with the same part. Again, I'll just say again, like string is like this, right? You will say Akhil, right? And what will happen here is you will create a variable. It can be a const, it can be a let, right? Whatever you want to do it. So let's say my name. Now, one more important thing you have to understand is like in string also, right? The indexing is there, right? So this character, right? So this is zero based index, right? It works on a zero based index concept. So here, right, A would be sitting in zero index, K at 1, H at 2, I at 3, and L at 4, right? So, and there is a property on the string which is with the name as length. And once you try to print it, it will print the number of characters you have there. So currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it will return me 5. And what is the range of the index here? Index range. It is starts from 0. So it will be 0 to 4, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? A, K, H, I, L, right? So, and the length, but how many characters are there? 5. Okay. So, one of the property which you should know is about, it's a property, right? It's not a method. It's a property. So, you can know about it like by going there. You can see here, if I type here length, you can see, right? While I'm clicking on dot, right? You can see it shows that it's a method. So if I keep doing it, it says it's a method. But if I hover it over length, right, it says it's a property. People who are coming from Java background, right, they understand what is the difference between method and property. In a class, if you create an instance variable, that is treated as like a property of the class, right? And if you create the methods inside that class, right, those are the methods, right, of that class. So that is what the distinction here also. Okay, so this is the property which is like a variable, right, which was holding some value, and these are the methods here. Okay, so how do you call a property? By just naming it, length, right? Length here. And let's say I want to print it, so I will say console.log what. Let's run this. Oh, come on, why it is not printing? Yeah, 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, it took 6. This one also, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it has length as 10, right? If I now this is one thing, right? So we covered what? We covered the length property. So property, right? This is the property part of a string. So length, right? So we covered. length, which is the property. It's not a method, right? And it gives the number of characters in a string. Okay, great. Now let's start creating some buckets, right? The first bucket is, let's say I want to find, let's the actually there are a couple of methods which do the similar thing, right? In this string class. So for example, let's say I want to find like which character is sitting at the index position 1, right, of this string. Let's say I want to find, let's say, who is sitting at index position 1, right, of this string, my name, right? So what I'll do is I'll say my name, and I have to find the relevant method which can help me do that. Okay, so get the item or the character, right, at specified index position, specified index position, right? So this is like one kind of thing which I'm trying to do. So here, right, what I can do is there is a method called at, right, at, and here, right, since it's a method, it will accept, it will open the brackets, and here it accepts a number value, right, and it can be starting from 0, right? If you give 0 here, what you will get? So first of all, when you work with any method, right, always try to understand, when you talk about method, right, always understand about three things at least, right? One, the name of the method for sure, right? You should remember that. The second input is the second thing which you should remember is the input part. What kind of data input, right? Data input this method is accepting, okay? And what kind of output, right? What kind of output this this method will return, right? The output type. Okay. So whenever you look at a method, right, anywhere, be it here or be in Java or be in any other language, always see three things: the input, the number of, let's say, method could be accepting multiple inputs, right? So you should be knowing like how many inputs it needs. Second of all, you should be knowing what kind of input it needs, right? Like the data type. So here, right, if I provide here string, it will not make any sense, right? But it needs what? It needs this the number value, right? Only then it will make sense for it. And what kind of output would this method return? It will check, it will take the input of the index, and it will go and find in the my name variable, right, which is this value, and it will see, it will get the character which is sitting at the 0 index. So what is sitting at 0 index is, so it will give me the output as a. Okay, right, let's check this. So if I go there, right, so we'll say my name dot at, and we'll say 0. Okay, let's say, and I'm going to say console dot log. Okay, let's run this. You see, it gave me a, right? So it is giving you a single character, right? It is giving you just the character which is placed at that specific index position, right? Okay. Uh, but there is one more method which does a similar thing, and the name of the method is console.log my name dot character@. Okay, character@. And if you want to read about it, right, you can read it when you give the brackets in, right? You can read the description of the method, and you can see what kind of inputs it accepts and what kind of output it throws, right? So you can see it is accepting an input of, it needs an input of both, right? And it will return the string value, right, over there. So again, it will do the similar stuff. Let's say it will take 0, right? It will take 0, and if I run it, it is checking, it is saying that give me the character, right, which is placed at this 0 index, right? So let me run this, let me clean this up and run this, right? You can see it is giving me the similar output. Now the obvious question which you should have is like, Akhil, then why do we have two such methods which, if they are doing the same stuff from the string class, right? The point here is that these, like, there is one method in them, right, is an older version of thing, right, and one is a newer version, right, which also do something extra. It has some extra behavior also. So let me, okay, okay. So there is some extra behavior in one of the methods. Let me, I don't remember. Let me just check. What is that method? Say, I think add is the most newer one. Let me check. Okay, yes. Uh, this seems to be the most latest one. So if I compare about at and charAt, so this came in the year in the ECMAScript. You remember ECMAScript, right? I told you every year there is a new guidelines which comes in for the scripting languages, right? So this at method came as a recommendation in year 2022. Not very far away, right? I mean, just 2 years back. Okay, but charAt has been sitting in the Java language. I think from when it is sitting from where? From I think version first, right? ES1 itself. Whenever when ES1 came, I think from that time it is sitting there. Okay, so you can see like this is the older one, right? So earlier only this version was existing, and now this version also exists. Now, what are the reasons for this to exist? I mean, we can see it is returning me the character over there, but what exactly, what more does it provide? Again, see, when I'm teaching you all this, right, it is not like you have to understand everything and you have to go in that depth. But since I know that information, I'm passing it on. Okay, so that it can help you if someone asks you, or at least if you're curious to know that, right? Otherwise, just learning that what at and charAt do is also sufficient. Okay, so let's see here, right? So you could see as of now, I gave the valid value, right, of 0 and 0. And what was the index position here, right? For name, let me just remove all of the others, or let me comment them out. Okay, so what I'm saying is you have 10 characters here, right? Because that's the length. And when I'm saying 0, right, it is returning me here, right? So what is the maximum? What is the maximum index position which I have here? 9, right?
Yes.
9, right? So even if I look for 9, the output is still within the boundaries of it. So they should return me a value, right? So let's say, let me run this. So it is still in the boundary, right? So n and n, right? So they both are doing the same job, right? Now let's see if I try to access something which is not within the range of that string, right? I can say, okay, give me the 100 characters. Who is sitting at the 100th position? But I do not have 100 characters here, right? I only have 10. So this is like an invalid input which I'm providing. And even here, right? I'm providing invalid input here. Now, if I run this, let's see what is the output we see. Okay, so it gives you 10. Okay, great. Why it is giving you 10? Character at 100. This is wrong. Why it is giving me 10?
It is coming from my name dot length. First one.
Oh, yeah, yeah, sorry. Let me comment it outside. Thank you. Thank you for telling. Okay,
Welcome.
right. See here, right? Okay, let me do one more thing because it is not intuitive now. Like, whose output is this? So let me write here. So let me do, okay, output of at is dollar, the sign, and this bracket. And output of charAt is dollar bracket and this. Let's run it now and let's see what do we get. Okay, so if you see here, right, in case of the add method, right, which is a newer one, right, which is a newer one, it is saying that if you even provide a index position which does not exist within the valid range, right, it is still returning your value and it is saying it is undefined, right? Undefined is another type in JavaScript, right? So it is returning that. But in case of charAt, right, you are receiving nothing, right? It returns your empty string, right, an empty value. So this is the one way of the behavior which you should be knowing. What is the difference between at and charAt? Because if you are writing a logic and somehow you have to extract some index value, right? Based on index value, you want to find it, right? And if you're using at and somehow the it has to return you're accessing an invalid input, I mean invalid position. So in that case, right, your response would be undefined, right? And you will have to adjust your logic according to undefined, right? Okay, that whether you got undefined, whether you got a value or something, right? So accordingly you have to do that. But in case of charAt, the output is empty string, right? So you will have to do something around it, right? You will have to handle that logic accordingly. So the choice of whether you use at and character at, right, will help you decide like what kind of logic should I write further, right, to handle the negative cases. Okay, so this behavior should be known. Now one more thing, if I provide the negative values, let's say I provide negative value as -1. Let's start with -1, and here also. Right, so 0, we know that 0 is a, but what is -1? Let's see here, right? Again, what is add doing, right? Add did give you an answer, it said n. Where is n sitting? Here, right?
Last character.
So what it did was it started when you give negative numbers, right? It starts looking from the negative from the end of the string, right? And it tries to move backwards. So if I would have given -2 here, right, it would have given I. If I would have given -3, it would have given me a. So this is -1, this is -2, this is -3, then -4, and so on, right? This is what add does, right? Even if you provide a negative value, right, it will start looking from the backward side. Okay, let me just try one more thing. If I give -11, what will happen? I don't know. Let's see. But you can see in case of charAt, right, again, it was returning you an empty string. Okay, so depending on your logic, you will have to choose what you want to do. But again, these are those information which even I don't remember every time, right? Even I have to check when I am writing a logic, so I don't expect even you to be remembering it, but you should be knowing like why there is two method exist. So let me just run it. Let's see what do we get. I feel it should return me undefined now, but let's see. Undefined, because this is beyond the range, right? This is -1, this is -2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I mean, if I go with the negative numbers also, it would have gone till -10 only, and -10 would have given me Akhil, right? Sorry, a over there, right? But I am accessing -11, which is beyond the range, and beyond the range, it gives me what? Undefined. Okay, so these are the two methods which helps you to get the character at a particular index position. Okay, great. Let's try something else. Okay, so now the second bucket. Second bucket which I will do is this is not this one. Okay, okay. Uh, Let me write here. So my name. We have seen at and we have seen charAt, right? We have seen both of them. Now let's look at these two. You see now we have something called charCodeAt and codePointAt. Okay, let's see what are they doing. Let me open the brackets and let's see what input does it need. It needs an input of a number. Again, the index position only. It is saying the zero based index of the desired character. If there is no character with a specified value, nan is returned. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me provide index position of here, right? So it is like it will give me something, right? What it is giving me, we don't know as of now, right? So let me just print this out. Console.log. Output is dollar braces braces and this, and let's run this. 65. What did you understood from this? What are we getting here? charCodeAt, it is taking index position.
ASCII value of
Right,
A, capital A.
right. That is what it is giving us, right? It is giving me the ASCII value of the character, right? Which it is taking up there, right? Let's say if I give here a numeric value, or let's say a hash, right? So what it should give me? The ASCII value of hash, right?
Hash. Yes.
So let's remove this and run it. 35. I don't know like if it is really true, but I think that is what it means, right? It is giving me 35 only. So I believe hash has a ASCII value of 35 only. Let me give small a. I think it would be 98 or 97, I believe, something around it. Let's run it. 97, right? So again, it is the sky value of it. Okay. Was another method, right, which you were seeing, which was let me remove it. Code point at, right? Code point at. Now let me give again. It says you can give position value, right? Index value it is taking, right? And it is doing something. Let me show you like what it will do. So output 2 is okay. So let me run this. Let's see what it gives. So you can see, right? Even this is giving me the sky value. So both of these methods again are still belonging to the same method, right? Uh, same family of the operations which they are trying to do. Again, what is the difference? So difference here is again this is not uh, a very big, I mean something which we want to really go deep into, but what I can explain you here is that here while finding the sky value, right? The internally what it checks is it uses this UTF-8 to do that evaluation. Okay, I'm not good at this at encoding and all this, so I may not be able to explain you what this is all about. But this is like it gives you a universal uh, code number, right, for a particular character in 8 bits or let's say in 16 bits. Okay, so here this method supports, right, UTF-8. So this method, right, if you give something to it, right, if you try to access a variable, right, and try to access something on it, I think it will use this one, and this is going to use UTF-16, right? I think this is what it was saying. Let me check. When we did this, right, it is doing UTF-16, right? That is the code point value of the UTF-16 encoded code, right? So it gives you that. Okay, so it will give you that. But again, what I can tell you here is when you use UTF-8, the possible range of output which you can get, right, of the values are between 0 to 65,000 something, right? I don't remember the exact figure. But UTF-16, when you do, right, it is more than, I think it reaches to 1.14 lakhs. Okay, so that is how the huge, uh, like you create that. I mean, within the boundary of it, right? You can evaluate more types of characters, but we do not have such needs. It's just that there is a method and I have that information. I'm passing it. Okay, so you will have like 1.14 lakh kind of a thing, right? So this is the value which you can receive, right, from this range. You got when you check this, right, currently you got what, 65, which is within this range only, right? Maybe for some character it sits between like the value the sky value, let's say, is more than, let's say, 65,000, right? So you will get an output if you use this only. If you try to use this over there, you will not get an output. Okay, that is what it means. But again, this is such kind of information which does not really matter to you, so you will anyhow use this one only now. Okay, charCodeAt. So I mean, if you don't understood this, leave it. You have to focus on this part. That if let's say you have a query around if you get a program asking that, okay, which involves you to find the sky value of the characters, this is the method which you have to consume. Okay, okay, great. Okay. Do you know, like in JavaScript, you could also write? I mean, we just saw, right? As of now, I can give some special characters like this. What all, right? These are all strings, right? Right, numbers and all that. But do you know you can also provide emojis?
No.
Let me give the emoji here. So I'll give this sparkling heart, and we got this here, right? So let me remove it and put it here. Let's run this, and let's see what is the sky value of this. So this is the one, right? So let's save this. You see the sky value, right? With charCodeAt, right, you got this value, and with codePointAt you got this value, right? Again, I don't understand this math, so I'm not going to speak about it, but you can understand this is the sky value for such a character, right? So it's not that the characters are only alphabets and all that. It could be anything, right? I don't know, like if it accepts
Uh,
images also.
Sorry to interrupt. How did you add that heart emoji?
Yeah, again, there are, depending on the system you have, right? I have a Windows laptop, So what I did was I pressed window key and then the dot. Okay, the dot key. So it is like Windows key,
Yes, it is showing.
Windows key plus dot, right?
Dot. Yes.
So keep pressing Windows and press dot, and that window will open up, and
Is
then you can select the emoji from there.
it by the ID or is it due to the
I
keyboard
think I,
system?
I think it is due to the keyboard, right? I believe,
Okay.
or I don't know. Like let's see, let me put it down. Let me try here. Yeah, it is because of the Windows, right?
Okay.
So this is so in Mac you might have a different shortcut or maybe like Linux side, which I don't know, but yeah, that is what it is, right? So you're using the key, so you got in from the keyboard, right? It opened up a new dialog box from where you can also select emojis. That is the only part. Okay, so now let's move ahead. So right again, so again, don't I mean confuse yourself with codePointAt. You can just focus on this part also, right? Okay, but just to make my point clear, I just use this emoji here to show you like there is a difference in the output if you use this method and this method. Okay, and it could be for other reasons also, which I don't know. Okay, so need third part, right? So the third part is about let's see what is the third part. We have already covered length and at charAt, core, charCodeAt, and all that. Okay, now let's to the most simplest one which we have been seeing, which is the concatenation. If you want to, what is concatenation? Concatenation. So it means joining the multiple strings into one thing, right? So you have string one, and you have another string, and you want to join them, right? So this is what concatenation is. Let's do this one thing. So let's say const. Let me do one. Let me do let. So I'll say first name. First name equals to, let's say, Akhil. Let last name equals to Jen. Okay. So if I have to find, let's say I want to find the full name, right? I want to give a full name. So what I can do is I can use. Okay, we have learned this, right? I showed you that there is a concatenation operator also we which we have, which we can use. What was that? Anyone? If I want to concatenate this, what can I do? Two strings together.
Yes. Dollar sign in that
Okay, dollar sign fn. Okay.
FN, then space
Hmm.
after space, and then again dollar ln.
Okay. Okay. In this way, you're right. We will be doing this way only, but this will not going to join the string into one string, right?
Huh, huh.
So let's say I want to let's say I want to do this. So let's say there is a third variable, full name, and I want to join those together, right? So what should I do here?
FN plus ln.
Fn plus n, right? That is what I'll be doing, right?
Yeah,
So this is
concatenate.
the concaten this, so this
Mm-hmm.
time the plus operator works as a concatenation, right? It will
Right.
join those two strings together. So let us
Yes.
just see the output. So what we get is console.log. Okay, sorry, full full name, right? So let's just print this and let's just comment this one out. If you see, right, it just joined these two strings together, right? So this is what we have learned till now. But there is a specific method within the string class, right? Within the string object, which we have been seeing, and we can make use of that also. So what I will do here is I will now create. Okay, okay. Let me do this here, right? So if I don't do this, and if I say something like this, let's say I want to join, right? So what I'll do is I want to join Jan to Akhil, right? So I will use fn as my the method here, right? I mean the string here, and I will do a dot, and you will get what? You will get concat, right? You can see a method here, concat. So if you see this, right, you can give the strings here, right? To string the strings to append to the end of the string, right? And you can see it is accepting an array of string, right? So maybe you can provide multiple strings here. I will try that. So let me first give the value. So I want to join what? Ln here, right? So if I want to do the same operation as I was doing here with the method, I will do something like this. Let's run this. You see, you got the same output, Akhil here. Okay, but please tell me what really happened here. Like when I said Akhil Jain, and now if I print the first name now, did that string got changed here? If I do this part console.log, if I print this thing now, what will it print? Will it print Akhil or Akhil Jain?
It should print Akhil only.
Okay, it should print Akhil only. Okay, okay. So okay, why is that? Why it should print Akhil only? Am I not saying here like to concat, like join these two strings together?
We are saying concat. Okay,
Hmm.
so what we are saying is concating fn with ln. So internally it has concated and it will hold it.
That is what I'm asking. Will it hold it, or will the value get updated for fn now?
I
Or
don't think so. I think it will be fn. I mean only Akhil.
okay, okay. Anyone else has any different opinion or any thought about it?
Strings are immutable, so it won't update the FN. To create an instance.
Right. At least in this language also it is immutable. I don't know about others. In Java also it is immutable. So here also it is immutable. So any change you try to make to the string variable, right? I mean the string itself, it will not be made. Okay, it will not be made. So nothing will happen to the original string. It is immutable. So either you will have to reassign a new value to the variable altogether, then the value will change. But doing this operation right has no impact on fn. It will do what? Just it will just bring a kill from here, right? And it will bring Jan from here, right? Club them together and show it, right? But does it mean, has it made some changes to fn and as an original value? No, because strings are immutable. So if I run this now, I will get Jan and Akhil. Similarly for Jan also, last name also, it will print Jan only. Okay. But if I would have done something like this, see here, if I would have done this, I believe fn equals to this, right? And I will say, let me comment this out. Then it should print me what?
Then it will change. It will print the
Akhil
entire
Jain, right?
text.
Right? It will do that, right? So it should be clear, right? That it will not do it by itself, right? You will have to specifically, if you want to change the value of a variable, right? Right? For the string part, you will have to specifically do it. Okay. Okay. Yes, Kunjish, please.
Just a small question. This concat method, the explanation of concat method came as like it's a dedicated to add the string at the end of the first or the any other string.
Right?
So is it like reserved adding towards the end of a string, or it can be used
It can be
somewhere
used.
else as well?
It can be
I
used
mean,
to.
can it be used to use that fn before some other place? I mean, I'm just getting confused on the
You can do this also, right? ln concat fn, right? So what will happen now? It will take Jan first, and then
and then it will
concatenate
concat
Akhil
the
after that,
Akhil.
right? So it will be Jan
Right.
Akhil now, right? Okay, you got the point, right?
Yeah, okay, understood.
So try to understand. It is like you take one string, you took another string and join them. That's it.
Okay.
And whatever sequence you use, it is up to you. Okay. It is just joining those strings. It is doing nothing else. Okay. Okay. So this is about the concatenation operation. But as I was saying, right? When I saw this, right, I did not notice it's a string here, right? So it can accept a single value also. But let me also create a string. Let me create an array of strings. So what I'll do is I'll say let names, and I will type some names. Let's say Kunjesh, Anand, let's say Harika. Okay, so now we have these names, and we wanted to concatenate them, right? So let's say I will put here names, right? Because I could see that, right? It could accept string as an array also. Let's see. Let me do fn here, and then I will do it. So what I expected, it should, as per what it says, I feel it should be Akhil, then Gunjesh, Anand, Harika, all four clubbed together, right? Like this. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see what it does. What does it give? Okay, great. But it did what? It added comma there, right? It added comma there. So when we are giving as a string, right, it is by default adding commas to the different value. Okay. Now this is one of the behavior which you may want and you may not want. Okay. So you will have to adjust accordingly. But generally, you will not do such an operation. It would be like a single. You will taking one string and another string and joining them, right? Or if it is an array, if you want to still want to join, let's say all the strings together, you might try to use for each method, which we have not learned about. Okay, so that is one thing. So you might try to use that, and in that case, what you will have is you will be able to get to one item at a time and then use it to concatenate to another thing, right? If you want it to, right? But I hope as of now this is making sense, right? Whatever it has, you have to just understand about the one string getting concatenated to another, right? If this is making you confused, ignore it. Okay, let's move to the next part. So this is the concatenation. Okay, now we will have some searching, right? Let's say we want to search something within a string. So we'll take some searching operations. Let me comment them again. Searching operations. So what I'll do here is I will do some search operations, and let's say I have the name as Akhil here, right? Or on the top. Let's say, okay, let's remove this Akhil here, right? So I want to have, let's say, okay, I want to search Akhil, right, from this string, right? So let's see if there is something which I have. So I will use fn dot, oh sorry, what it did, fn. This is what I got, right? What was the name of the variable? Oh, my name, sorry. My name dot, right? So we have seen all these. Now we're checking with, now we're talking about the searching of a specific string, right? Or a character within the complete string, right? So there are three methods which are of importance. One is endswith. There is another method which is starts with. So end with and starts with. And there's one more method which we are interested to find. Okay, which is what the name is includes. Okay, so there are three methods. Let me first write it here. So search operation, when it comes to search operation, right, you would be using any of these, right? So majorly you'll be using includes. Okay, so you will see me using includes a lot of time when I'll be working with a string and will try to parse some information from it. So includes, but there are other methods also. Starts with, and there is one more called ends with. Okay, as the name says, right? I mean, I'm sure like you're able to make the sense. So let's say I want to check that I have a, let's say I have a big line. Let me write a big line. Let me write a big line here. Let statement equals to my name is Khiljan. I teach at test, right? So let's say this is the statement which I have, right? And I want to search within the complete statement about, let's say, test, okay, or let's say teach, right? Teach as a keyword, right? I want to make sure that like name search. Let's do it first, right? So I'll say include, right? I'm checking here. Does my, okay? This is not my name, so the statement has to come here. Statement dot include, right? I am checking. Does this statement, right, which is this, has, let's say, teach, right? And if it has, right, this method should return me a boolean value, either true or false, right? So let's see what do we get here. So let me get it into a variable. Exist is exist. Let's say uh, is exist. Okay, and I will print this console.log value exist. in string, and I will say is exist. Okay, let's run this. So we are searching whether a particular substring exists within the whole string, right? And if it does, right, it will return me a true, otherwise false. You can see, right, it returned me a true. So the value does exist. Let me find something which I don't have. Let's say I'm searching for JavaScript. I don't have it, right? So just trying to search it and it will pay me false, right? Now, okay. Now includes, right? When you use includes, right, it will check at any place, right? The value which you're searching can exist at any place. So it will search the entire string, right? It will search the entire string. But if you use starts with, right, it does similar to what include does, but it only checks in the beginning, right? Whatever you're searching for, right, if it exists in the beginning, if you expect it exists in the beginning, you can use this method. Similarly, if you think something exists in the end, right, and you just want to check there only, so you should be using endswith and not includes. See this. Is exist 2, is exist 3. Okay, and I will say not includes, let's say starts with, right? Starts with. So does my string starts with JavaScript? What do you think it will show? False, right? It will be false.
Yes, it will be false.
It will be false, right? Similarly, if I try to see, let's say ends with JavaScript, does it ends with JavaScript? No, right? So it should say false there. Exist 2, exist 3. Let me save this, remove it, and run it. Oh, why it gave me false here? Oh yes, because I have JavaScript here. Let me write. Okay, let me write pot test here. Let me write teach here, right? Teach, 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 teach. Okay. So this the includes part will give me true, but since it does not exist in the beginning and it does not exist in the end, it should return me false, right? So the first one should be true and the other should be false. Okay. So again, depending on the logic, you can do that. Let us take the example. Let's say if I'm searching for pot test, and if I give it to ends with, right, this time it will return me what? It will return me true. See here, right? Because the string does ends with pot test, right? As the word. Okay, and similarly for this one, right? You can take the whole thing also, right? Let's say I'm searching for my name is, right, but it has to be from the beginning, right? If I'm searching true, right? Whatever I'm searching over there. Okay, so this is the search operation, and this can help you to maybe do some I mean some more logic, right, based on this output here, whether it's true or false, right? Whatever depending on the operations or the functions or the method which you want to write. Okay, let's move ahead. So this is the searching operation. Okay, great. What all we have? We did the searching operation. We did all this. Get index position. Okay, extract. Okay, we have 4 more things. Let's do it. Okay, but I think we got what? Okay. Till now, right? If you see, right, this case, when I was saying add and charAt, what I was providing here as an input, I was providing the index position, and the output was the character, right? The character which was sitting at this position. Now let's say I want to do the reverse, right? I want to ask, I want to search whether a particular value exists, right? And if it does exist, give me the index position of it. So it's like an the opposite of this operation, right? If you want to do that, right? So these operations I would term it as getting index position. Okay. If you want to get the index position based on a substring, right, or a character which you want to search. So let me comment this out. If you want to do such kind of a thing, let me take this example. This is a better example. So let's take this, right, and I want to do what? I want to say I want to find the index position, right? So there are two methods, right, which will be of importance for you. This is what statement, right? Statement dot. So let me show you. These are the two methods, indexof and lastIndexof. Okay, let's first talk about indexof. If you see indexof, right, you can see the parameter. It says you the substring to search for in this string, right? Okay, so you will give a substring to it. Let's say I want to search for what? I want to search for Akhil, right? I want to search for Akhil, and I want to see what is the starting index position for this letter, right? What is the index position? This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think this should give me 11. Let's see. So console.log, let's say output is dollar brackets, curly braces, and this, right? Let's run this. 11, right? Because Akhil as a word starts from the 11th index position. So it is giving you the index position, the starting index position of this Akhil as a word. Okay. Now understand this. How this index of works is it always starts searching from beginning of the string. Okay, beginning of the string. I mean, even in that case, right, it can exist, right? Let's say I have two Akhils here, right? Let's say I have two Akhils here. I teach at Akhil, right? Let's say I have two Akhil here. Now, if I run it, what index position should it give me?
First index position only.
First index position, because it starts searching from here only, right? So what
Starting, right.
we are asking him that okay, search from the beginning of the string and give me the first occurrence of this word, right? Wherever you see it, give me the index position of it. Okay, right? So let's search for it. Let's clean this up and run it. You see, still give me 11. But let's say I'm a person, right, and I have a logic to, I mean, what I'm looking for is to get the index position of this thing, right? Right, the index position of the last Akhil, right? So if I won't do that, right, then this index of is not helping me. So what I will do is there is another method for it which says not index of but lastIndexof. So it will search this Akhil, right, in the entire string, and let's say it was able to find 3 or 4 times, right, the same word again and again. The last occurrence, wherever it occurred, right, it will take that up, find the index position of it, and give it to you. Right? Let's search this. Let's run this and see. You see, this time it gave me 34. So this is 11 and this is 34. Okay. This is 34 there, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, right? I missed one space. I believe this is 34, right? So this is the 34th, right? So it is giving me 34. If let's say if I have 3 things here, right? Let's say I have Akhil here also. Now what will happen? If I want the first one, I will do what? I will use indexof. Okay, great.
Indexof.
If I need
Last
one, I'll use lastIndexof. What if I want this one? How will I get this? Now,
I
what do
believe
we
we can't get that means using this index of and lastIndexof.
Okay. Now for the same purpose, right? For just to serve this purpose, this method, right, accepts one more parameter. Okay. And what is that parameter is? If you would look at this method here, right? The first, it accepts 2 parameters, by the way, right? It accepts 2 parameters. The first parameter is the string to search for, and there is a second parameter, the position. So by default, it starts from the beginning, which is a 0 index, right, of the string. But you can tell here that, okay, don't search from the, start your search from the 11th index, right? Or let's say 12th index. Now, if I do this way, right? If I do this way, what was the 11th index? This was the 11th index. So I am saying don't search, start your search not from here, but from 12th, right? Which is from the K part. Now, when it starts searching it, right? This is KHIL. This is not Akhil. So this will not qualify. So it will skip that. And it will find this one, right? And it will give you the index position of this Akhil in the whole of the string. Let's run this and see. You see? It gave you 25.
Yes.
This A is sitting as the 25th index in the whole string. Right? And I think last index also does some that. I don't know. Let me check. Yes, the index
Yes,
at which
it
to
was
begin
on
searching. If
16.
omitted, the search begins at the end of the string. Okay, great, right? You can see it is searching from the in the last index position. Let me see what it will give here. This is interesting. Just a second. Return the last occurrence of a substring in the string, the index at which to begin searching. If omitted, the search begins at the end of the string. At the end of the string. Okay, if I give 0 here, what will happen? Let's see. What currently it was giving me 40, right? Let's see what it will give me. Okay, it started doing reverse, right? It started doing reverse. So it started finding it. Okay, great. So if I give it here, this was 40, right?
Or
So if,
try to add 25.
let me give 24, right?
Huh.
24. If I do this, it gave me 11.
11.
What is 11?
First,
This one, right?
yes.
This one, right? So what is happening here, right? If you understand this point, okay, where it went output, yeah, here, right? If you would see again, right? First, let's understand this part. What is happening here? I'm saying when you search for index of, right? When you use index of, your search starts from 0 index, right? Okay, you understand this part by default. Okay, by default. So if you do not give 12, it will start from 0 index, right? But let's say you want to override that behavior, you can type the index position from where the search should start. So if you say 12 here, it will not start from 0, it will start from 12th position, right? And it will skip the first 11 characters. It will assume that they don't exist, right? But while calculating the index, it will take the whole string only, right? And that is how we were able to search the second Akhil from here. Any doubts on this one? Anyone?
No.
Okay, so now let's do the one last part, which is last index of. What does last index of does is last index of, right, does not start searching from here, right? Because again, the purpose is to search in the end, right? So what it is saying is instead of starting searching from here, right, it starts from here only, the last part only, right? Okay, the last part only. So it is like it is going in the reverse direction. Here, when you were using this part, right, the index of, it was going from left, it was going from left to right. Okay, it was searching from left, it started from M and will start searching to the right, right? It will do this way. But last index of is not doing this way. It is doing the opposite. It is doing here to here. It is saying R. Let me write it this way. So it is L here, right? And this is R. So what it is doing is so here it starts from R, right? It starts from here and then move from here to here, right? Like this. So here, when I'm not giving anything, right? When I'm not giving anything, it starts from where? It starts from the last index position, which is last index position. I think it's 40 or something, right? Or 45. So it starts from the end. Starts from end to search. Now when I'm saying, so by default, that is the nature, right? But now I said, okay, don't start from here, right? Don't start from here, but rather start from where? Start from 24, I said, right? So 24 is this character, right? This character, right? So I'm saying start from here. So what it will do is it will skip all this and then search from here to the left side. And it found what? It found a kill. And this is sitting at the 11th index, right? That's why this was giving you 11 here. So tell me what would be my output in the first case in the way I'm writing here and the way I'm writing here. When I'm doing this, what output should I get? Which Akhil I should be able to see the output from?
Second one.
Second one, right? And in this case,
In that case also second one.
no, second. Let me just tell
Oh.
you, this is 24th index, right?
Okay, okay. And then
So
first one.
so it will be searching this area,
Yes.
right? So it will be looking at this, right? So let's do it again. You see? So the second one was giving me this Akhil, and this one, right, is giving me this one. So in a way, right, depending on your logic, right, you can change it accordingly. Yes, Anand, please.
So in the second one, if you are seeing like basically, as you mentioned, 24th index will be the second Akhil.
It is
But the
between I. It is between
Sorry.
I and this one.
I in this one, yeah.
Yeah.
But the return index that it provides is it again starts from the start of the string. Like 11th position is, if I calculate it from my, if that is the value 11th position is coming, or is it coming from the space between I and Akhil and then 11 characters behind?
No.
From where it is calculated?
Okay. See, first of all, when you give the number here, right, you're defining the scope, right? Your scope of search. So here, when I define 12, right? So I am saying, don't start your scope does not start from 0 to 40, right? This is not your scope. What is your scope? Your scope is 12 to 40, right? This one. This is your scope. So it will not even search here, right? It will skip the search part in this number of characters. Okay. You understood this part?
Okay.
Right? So, and again, I told you index of, right, does the searching from left to right. So it starts from left and does move to the right to see whether I am able to find the character or not.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's come to this part, right? Last index of. I told you last index of, right, does the opposite, right? It starts from the last part, the last index. By default, it will start from 40 to 0.
What's the scope in the last index scope? If
The
when you
scope,
say
if I do not give you, right, anything, what will be my scope? It will be 40. I think there are 40 characters or 45 characters, whatever those are. So it will start from the end till the 0th index, right? So this is my entire scope. But see the direction in which I'm moving, right? From right to left. So it will start searching from this character. It will keep on moving to the last part, right? Okay. Now, when I give a number here, right? Let's say 24. So what I'm saying here is start from 24th index, right? So let's say this is my 24, right? So again, it will start from here and it will move to what? To the beginning of it. So this is my scope now. So I'm asking him to search Akhil there, right? Okay. And it found this Akhil here, right? And it's giving me the output.
Yeah, that's where my question lies is when you say that, okay, start from 24th index, now that's your scope. Yeah, here till this way. Now it start finding and it finds Akhil at number
11.
like index 11. Like from
Right.
where is 11th index is count? Starting from M or
Right.
in the
Right.
direction?
When it is giving you the output, right, it is using the legitimate values, right? It is whenever it gives you, right, when it is saying Akhil, right, it starts counting from here, right? Okay, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 11. Let me tell you, this is at 11th position.
Okay.
Okay, this is what it is doing.
Yeah, okay. That was my question. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, now tell me one more thing then. What will be this output if I do this now? If I run this now, what will be my output? I think 35 would be somewhat here, right? I believe. I think so. So what is my scope now? This to this. So what should be my output now? I have two Akhils now. Which one I should search?
Second Akhil.
Which one? 11th, or let's say this is 20, 24 or something, right?
24th one.
24th one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Right? 25th. Okay. Try to understand last index of is like just the reverse of index of, right? But it starts searching from the last position, right? That's it. Okay. It is just starting from the index position which you're providing there. And that's it, right? What is happening here is it started searching from here, right? And the first Akhil it found, right? It is giving me the output of it. Because it is moving from this direction, right? The reverse direction. And for the person, right, who because the right way is to do what? From left to right, right? That is how you write a statement. So, but just to provide the logic of it and make it appear like this, right? So you can understand what is last index of, right? I hope I'm not confusing. What I'm telling you here is index of, right? You start searching from left to right, okay, and you can give the position from which it should start searching, right? And the first occurrence of a kill, wherever it's found, right, within the defined boundaries, it will see that. Once it sees that, it will give you the index position of it. Similar thing is happening for the last index post, right? But it just that you have to remember, right? It does the opposite of it. It starts searching from here, right? It starts searching from here. So this time when you start searching from here, this is the first kill, right? This is the first kill. If you do the reverse, if you try to search from here, which is the which kill is coming first, right? This one, right? So if you remove this, you get this kill, right? You get this kill as an output, whatever the character position is, right? If you say that, okay, I will start from here to here, so what is the what since it is starting from here, right? It got this kill first, right? So it is giving you the index position of this. If you were starting from here, it will give you the index position of this kill. Okay, let's say if you are searching for something which does not exist, what will happen then? Let's say I am searching for JavaScript again. Okay, let's say JavaScript. I am not finding it. What it would do?
No result.
-1.
-1 in both the cases. Okay, in both the cases it will give me -1. It could not find the value. Okay, so you have to remember this again, right? Because when you will be building up your logic, you have to understand, okay, what kind of output I can get if I do such an operation, and you will have to handle them accordingly. Okay, okay, brilliant, right? Any question anyone has on this part?
Akhil, any idea why is it being made like this? If the string is not found, it gives -1.
See, generally the coding practice is this only, right? If what we do is, if we find a value, right? If we find a, see, think from the perspective of a Java language, right? Let's say you want to write a code, you want to write a function in Java where you want to say, find the index position of this word, right? From a statement, let's say, right? So you will create a name of the method, right? Agree? Kunjesh?
Right.
And what input will you take? What will be the input type of the data type of your input in that method? String,
Right. Yeah. String.
right? String, right? So that would, so you might take two strings, right? One as an input string, right? The original string, and second input would be the substring, right? Which you want to search, right?
Correct.
Right. Now, what is your intention? To find the index position, right? So what will be the return type of the method? Int, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Right.
or number.
Right? Int, right? In Java, I'm talking about it will be int.
No.
Now you are saying that I will be finding the index position of this string from the whole string, right? And if I found, I will return int. If you found, because you will be able to find the index position and you will return that. But what if you don't find? Since you are returning int, can you return a boolean value there, true and false? You can't, right? You can't, right? Gunjesh,
Yes. Yes.
agree or
Yes.
no? Right? So you need a way, right, to tell the consumer of that function that if I am not able to find the value, I will let you know. But how will you let you know? You will let him know by saying -1, right? You are saying if you see a response from my method as -1, understand that I was not able to find it, right? And that is your the understanding, right, which you get from that function. If you are able to find, you will give a valid value. If you're not able to find, you will give -1. Why? Because you are returning int only, right? You cannot return both type of things, int and boolean format. Understood the
Okay.
point? So
Yeah.
following that practice, right, that you should maintain that consistency, that it should not be that if you found it, you said, okay, it will be a number. If you don't find it, I'm giving a boolean. No, it has to maintain, right? Because your logic, your add-on logic, right, which you will write using that concept, depends on it. you cannot provide different implementation for the positive and negative cases. Okay, I hope you understand the point.
Yeah, Akhil, got it.
Okay, great. Okay. Yes, Anand.
Maybe a quick question, but a little early. But I recall that in Java we do have methods called as contain and contains all. Do we have anything such in JavaScript?
You have includes, right?
Includes.
Right.
Include. Yeah.
Includes is doing the same stuff, right?
Yeah. So
Hmm.
recently, actually, I was doing an exercise in my current project, and there I had a requirement of validating a list of an array of variable an array of strings into another array of strings.
Mm-hmm.
So there I was able to achieve that by directly doing a contains all method. So here include will be working both as like
No,
both
no, 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 no.
contains all.
Hold on. You are saying you're doing contains all from which you're using a collection in Java and saying contains all. What kind of collection you were using?
It's a list of string. Yeah, I recall it. It was a list of string.
It was a list of string, and you are saying contains all.
Mhm. So like if you can like quickly note it down, it was straightforward like a ABC string like a list one A comma B comma C like,
Okay.
and then the another one was like A comma B comma C comma D, and I just had a requirement to just validate whether ABC is present inside A B C D E or not.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. So you're saying that you're trying to search multiple items, right?
Yeah.
From this list of things, right?
Uh,
And you want to validate whether all these things exist or not over there.
Yes, yes, and I did not have to use any loops, like picking up A, then checking, picking up B, then checking, and then C. Uh, Rather, contains all method helped me to quickly just validate in just one line of statement. So just wanted to know if anything
Let
such
me
is
let
yeah.
me see. Let me see. I don't remember that includes except what. Let me see.
Sure.
I think includes here does only one thing. It only takes one input and check it. But when it comes to arrays, right? As I said, right, there are a lot of operations which you can do in JavaScript for it. But I will have to check what it is. But I don't think it will be like you can give a set of it and it can find it by itself. You might have to use for each to do that kind of an operation in JavaScript. Okay.
If I want to use includes method,
Yes. If you want to use
I have to go
includes,
back to ping.
you have to go to every element there and search for it.
Yes.
And right.
Okay.
Okay. So that is what we will have to do over there. But again, let's come to arrays first, and I think then
Sure.
we'll get more clarity. Okay.
Yeah, I thought I had an idea that we might be a little early
No,
in
no,
this.
it's not. I mean, we are about to reach there. After
Okay.
string, arrays is the only. I mean, is the next milestone for us, right? We have to achieve that. So we'll
Okay.
be
Okay.
covering like I'm covering for string today, right?
Mhm.
The next class I'll be covering for arrays, all the methods. Okay, and I think
Okay.
it will start making a lot of sense there.
Sure.
Okay, great. So what I was doing. Okay, so we were here. Let me comment this out. So we did what we till now we were able to do the get index of also. So there are three operations which are pending. Okay, let's do the quicker one. The quick one is this one. Let's say I have let's do the quicker one first. We have this right const name this. Let me just cut this out and put it down. Okay, let's sorry just a second. Statement here, right? Let me bring it here. Okay, now let's say this is my string, right? So I want to do some operations, right? Some common operations which I can do with a string. Let's say I want to convert everything into upper caps, right? So it's a very so we have certain operations here which you can do. So one is to let's say you want to move everything in lowercase. So it's a very straightforward case. You can use this. You can write something like this. You can say console.log statement dot to lowercase. Okay, and that's it. If I run it, you can see, right, everything turned into small case, right? You can see here there was a kill starting from a capital, right, and all that, so it brought everything into small case. Similarly, you can do the similar stuff for the uppercase. You can just move it like this, and you can say to uppercase, and if you run it this time, everything will translate into the uppercase. Okay, one more thing, is it changing the original statement? Is it changing the original string here when I'm doing this?
No.
Oh,
No, right? Remember that, right? It is not doing that. Just to make sure that this is what is happening. Let's see this again. Let me just print this part. Hopefully it should not do that. You can see, right, the string has not been changed, still the original string, right? It's just that whatever operations you did here, right, it is like it is just getting evaluated and being printed on the screen. Okay, so this is about to lowercase and uppercase. Let's say that I have one more thing over here which says let's say state statement 2, right? And let's say I'm saying my, and there are a lot of spaces, right? Let's say there are a lot of spaces, so I do not want to, you can see, right, there are so many spaces to this. So let's say I have another, okay, let me do one thing. Okay, sorry, I think a better example would be this. Let me just remove this. So what I will do is I'll say let first name equals to, let's say I have Akhil, and this is so many spaces, and I have another name, last name, and I have Jan here, right? So if I ask you to concatenate this, what this will do is it will say first name dot concat dot last name, right? This will do this only. Okay, sorry. Okay, it will do this part. Now if I run it, do you see there are some extra spaces which does not look good, right, in my operation? Maybe somehow I mistakenly provided this, right? But while doing this operation, I'm not in need of those spaces. So what can you do is there's an operation of trimming the extra spaces. So the extra spaces could be in the tail part, or it could be in the head part also, right? Like this. In both the keywords, right? This one and this one, right? But let's take this example. So you can see it has in both the sides, left and right side. So what I'll do here is I will say let me remove it from here first of all. What I will do is first name dot trim, right? You see there are methods here, trim and trimStart, right? So I will say trim and, okay, trim and then I will take this up. I believe I can do it this way, trim and okay, I'll have to do toString here, toString dot no, how we do it, we do it. Okay, just a second, I'm forgetting something. Okay, let me first write it like this, right? Let me say I'll create a new variable, let trimmed first name.
are you trying to use both the trim and trim
Right,
first together?
right.
Maybe you might have to write that dot trim and into another double counts, and then maybe the dot operation will give you that method.
What should I write? Sorry, I should say what? First name, let's say.
First name dot trim end or start. I think that's how it should work.
First name dot trim.
Yeah. So
then.
So this will trim in both the start and end, I think.
It will do that, right? But after this, right, I want to do the second operation also, to concatenate the last name to it.
Yeah. So
I
think we can.
Here you will have to add that bracket after
bracket
trim.
counts.
Yeah.
I think Yeah,
This one, you mean?
No, method bracket, like
Method
trim,
parent.
trim
Oh,
after
yes, yes,
trim.
yes, yes. This is what I'm missing. Sorry.
In JavaScript, it is not getting that option. Like in Java, we get that option, but here we have to add the braces over there.
No, you're right. Sometimes, right? Again, okay. Thank you. Silly mistake, right? Okay, good. Right. Okay. So let me remove this. So what you could do here is we could do something like this, right? I could say trim. So let's say I want to remove only the end part, right? So you can say trim end. You will open the braces. So you will get what? As an output of this statement, it will evaluate this, right? And remove the extra spaces from the tail part, right? And now what I'll do is I can do what? I want to now concatenate, right? I want to concatenate this. And once I want to concatenate, right? Okay, so what I will do here is I will provide the last name, right? The last name. So if I do it this way, right, what output will I get?
Spaces, Akhil,
Akhil and
Jen.
then Jen, right?
uh,
So no extra spaces in Akhil should be displayed now.
right.
So let's run this. You see this? Okay, so using trim end, it removes the spaces from the end. If you want to, if I wanted to have the behavior of removing from the beginning, right? So I would say trim start. It will remove the spaces from here. And it will still have the spaces in the end, right? So let's run this. You can see, right? This works. This. Let's say I want to remove all the extra spaces, whether it is at start or in the end, right? So I will do what? Just trim, and this will help me write this way, right? Now I need an extra space here. That's a different case, but I will write my logic accordingly then, right? Instead of doing all this, right, I would rather do something like this. I would say, uh, yeah, this thing. There's no need to concatenate. I will use a space here and dollar and this part, right? What will I get? Akhil Jain. See, see the power of that template string, right? I don't have to do much of the thing. I just took care of this, and whatever extra space I need, I just provided here, right? I don't have to write plus and concatenate and all those stuff. Okay, I hope this is you got this point, everyone,
Yes.
right? Okay, so these are the operations on this part, the trimming part, and moving to the uppercase and lowercase. Okay, there is one handy operation which you might not need in a lot of places, but let's say I want to print. Let's say I have a statement. Okay, let me write it here. Let me say I did not did my homework right, and I gave and someone gave me a punishment and said, okay, Akhil, you have to write this multiple times. So you will say, uh, let's say punish statements, punish statement. This will be like this. I will complete my homework from tomorrow. Okay, something like this, right? So if I'm saying this, what I want to do is I want to repeat this, let's say 100 times. I want to write this 100 times. One of the ways you can put it into a loop and it will work, right? But with string side, JavaScript at least provides you that mechanism. What you can do is you can say punish statement dot repeat, right, and give the number of this, right? So let's say I want to repeat 100 times. Okay, and let's say I want to print this console.log. Let me comment this out. Clean this up. Let's see if it prints this. You see, although not in the way which I wanted to be in the next line, but this is what I was able to write, right? 100 times. This could be a lifesaver for people. I mean, if we use diligently and understand this part, I mean, if used in the right context, let's say you wanted to generate some dummy data, right, and fill it somewhere, and you do not want to copy and paste and all that, just use this repeat and get the full string, right, whatever length you want, right, and you can do a lot of stuff over there, and then it can help you to fill in something like some dummy data. So it could be a good utility over in those cases. Okay, so these are the very general kind of operations which I wanted you to learn. There are two types of things are still pending. Let's look at them very quickly. So till now we were able to do what? We were able to give the character and we were able to find uh, the index position of it, right? And that was by giving the at and charAt method, right? And then we did the opposite also, that we give the character and we got the index position, right, by saying indexof and lastIndexof. The third operation was about that when you were checking whether the string really exists within the full string or not, right, using include, starts with, and ends with, right? Now let's say I want to, in none of the cases, right, it was just extracting some information, right, from it. Now let's say I want to let's say replace a value, right? I want to update that value, right, uh, in that string, right? So let's say instead of saying this, right, I teach at Akhil, let's say let me write the right correct statement now. Let me bring it down and let me just comment all this. Now I want to perform some update operations, right? Let's say I want to do some update operations on the string. So my name is Akhil Jain. I teach at Podcast, let's say. Right, so this is my statement. And now what I want to do is I want to replace, let's say, Akhil with some other name, right? So how can I do it here? I will say statement dot replace. You see there are two methods here, replace and replace all. Let's use replace. Here, right, you might seem like a very a big value. Let's ignore it as of now. So it needs two input, right? It needs the input of your old value which you want to replace and what new value you want to replace it with. Okay, so it's an old and a new value, right? So what you will say here is, let's say I want to replace Akhil, right? So I will say Akhil, replace Akhil with, let's say uh, Gunjesh, right? I want to replace it with Gunjesh. Okay, I want to replace Akhil Jain with Gunjesh. So, and let's print this statement, console log. Okay, and let me also print the original statement, console log. You see, my name is Gunjesh. I teach at Podcast. But the original statement was not changed, right? It is still the same. Got the point, right? It is, if you want to update something, right, from an alter value to a new value, you will use the place methods. Now let's say there was again Akhil multiple places, right? So you had Akhil here also and here also. If I do this operation now, right, what will happen?
It
The
will
first one
replace
will be
first
replaced.
one.
So let me just complete Akhil Jain, right? Yeah. So it will replace only at the first position, right? So let's run this. You see, it just replaced the first value, right? This one only. It did not touch this one. Okay, so now let's say you want to replace all the values, right? You want to update all the occurrences where it is occurring, right? So in that case, you will use what? Replace all. That's it. If I do it now, you can see the output. It replaced Gunjesh here and Gunjesh here. Okay. So this is how you can do some update operations on a string. The last part for today. This was the update operations, which is the last part is the most important one. So let's do it this way. Now these operations, right, is about till now, right, we are updating the value, we are checking whether the value exists or not, we are checking the index position of the value, or we are able to get a character, a single character from a particular index position, right? Now let's say I want to extract a string, right, more than one character from the string, right? Let's say I have this string again, right? Let's say I have this thing again, and I want to extract out this thing, right? Akhil Jain. from here, right? Let me just place it with what test. Now I want to extract this, let's say this information here, right? So how can I do that? I want to extract some piece of information from it. So there are three methods which we have to understand. Not three, I mean let's see what all these are. So the first of them, right? Okay, there are three which you should be knowing, which are very important. Slice, split, and there's one more. What is the other one? Substring, right? The substring,
Substring.
right? Substring.
Yes.
So let me use substring first. So when you do substring, right, it is asking, it starts zero base index, right, indicating the beginning of the string, returns the string at the specified location with the string object. Okay, what is the string object? We have not talked about. Ignore it as of now. Okay, so let's say, right, so I feel this is at 11th position, so I want it to, let's say I am doing this, okay, and I say console dot log this value. If I run it, it should do what? It should go to the index position of 11, right, and extract the information from here till the beginning, till the end of the line, right, till the end of the statement. You see, Akhil Jain, I teach at podcast. So this is how you can extract the value, right? But substring can also accept the end position, right? You can also specify till what index position you want to get it, right? Now, end here, right? End is what? It is an index position or it is a number of count. Let's see. The substring includes the character up to, but not including the character indicated by the end. I think this is the index position. So let's say 27 here. If I do this and run it, you got what? You got Akhil Jain and T, right? Till the Tth part, right? Let me say 30. I think it gives the exact thing here. You see, whatever it has, right? From 11 to 30th character, it was able to find and give it to me. Just be mindful whether it is including 30 or not. Let's see. This is 0, 1. Let me just count. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is the 11th character, okay? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You see, this is the 31. Did you got 30th one? No, right? You did not got H.
No.
You did not got H, right? So what it's saying is you have to be mindful of this operation also now, right? Because if you were thinking that H sits at 30 and you were thinking that you want to get it right, then what you have to make sure is that whatever the index position you are targeting to have, right, to include in the output, add 1 to it. So you should do this. Okay. So now 31. So it will be doing till this part, right? This part here. Right. And it is doing what? Internally, what it does it takes this number and minus 1 from it. And whatever the index position is it gets, right, which is 30 in this case. So it will get from 11 and it will do this. So it is like this. When you see 11, first of all, you have to understand this is zero index based, right? This is zero based, and whatever value you have mentioned, right, is included. Okay, it is included. But for the end index, right, that position which you have mentioned, right, it is excluded. Okay, so when I said 11 and 30, right, 30 comes here, right, at H. So this was excluded. And before that, right, everything was covered. So it gave me this. But now when I will give 31, that 31 would be excluded. And whatever is before that, right, would be included. So you will get H here. Let's run this. Okay. So be mindful of this, right? Because this can result into some outputs which you may think, okay, why it is happening this way, right? But it is again because of the rules of with which this works. So substring gets you the number of strings, right, which you want to have. Okay, so now the last two questions, right? The last two methods. Okay, so okay, let's say, okay, let me also say, let's see, I'm giving 100 here, right? 100 does not exist, right? It does not have 100 characters, right? What do we get? Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. Let's be curious and try to understand. What do we get? Nothing, right? It just reaches to the end, right? It could not see 100, right? So it made its boundary to the length of the string, and whatever it was able to get. Okay. Okay. What if I give negative value? Let's see, -1. I don't know. I'm just checking, right? Let's see what it gives. My name is okay. Oh, great. Okay. You understood this? What it did?
Yes, it starts from right side and
And
ends.
removed it, right? So
Yes,
if I check, right, you can see there's an
reverse
extra space.
operation happened over
You,
there.
you can see here, right? It's an extra space here, right? So it was able to move to 11, right? So when you said 11, right, it did what? It started including this, right? It started including this. No, just a second. What it is doing is it's saying 11, right? So substring 11, so it has to start from here to here, right? And what it did was, yeah, it started from here, right? Okay.
But we have given -1, so it goes in reverse order.
Let me also think what it is doing. I don't know. So substring 11 -1. We are giving the index position of it. Let me think. Zero-based index indicating the end of the string. The substring includes the characters up to but not including the character indicating end. If end is omitted, the character starts from start through the end of the original strings are written. So this part we understand. But what if we are giving negative value? When we are giving negative value, it has to
We can try like give -1 instead
no.
of 11. Uh,
What it did was, I tell you, right? What it did.
okay.
Let's say if you wanted to, you know that Akhil starts from 11th index, right? Let's say, okay, you can get Akhil, right? See, let me write a logic here. Let's say I want to, okay, let's say I want to find the index position of Akhil, right? What is the index position of Akhil? How can I find it? Anyone? I can say index position,
Index of.
right? I can do that statement index of,
Then.
and I can say Akhil here, right?
Okay. Yes.
This here, right? Akhil then. So it will give me what? 11, right?
Yes.
We just learned this today. We are saying index position, and if I run this, let me just run it again. So you get 11, right? You get 11 as an output. You get 11 as an output. Now, instead of saying 11 here, what I can do? I can just use this one, right? Let me say index. I can say index here, right? So it will be 11 only, right? And now I'm saying get me a substring, right? Where it put the starting, let's say the pointer, right, to start extracting. So what is happening here is, if we go to the board, try to understand what is happening here is, it said my name is Akhil Jain. I teach at podcast. So try to understand what substring does. When you say substring, right, it needs two inputs, right? At least one input, the starting point, right, where it should place. So this is 0 index and this is 11th index. So this is your 10th index. So I gave the input as 11. So it put one pointer over here, right? It said, okay, I will start collecting from this index. Okay, I will start collecting. By the basic nature of it, it needs to move from here to here only, right, in this direction. So if you would have given, right, if you don't give anything, it will start from here until the end, right? So it will get everything. But if you give here 11 and you say 25, so it will set two pointers, one here and whatever the 25 is, right? Let's say here. So it will collect from here, right, till this part. It will not exclude, it will not include this. So this will be excluded. But just before this, it will include, right, everything. So we understand this part also. Now the third part, or when I, or the third part was when I say 11 and 100. So it starts from here, right? And I say 100. 100 is somewhere here, right? But this is not the boundary of my string, right? My boundary stops here only. So it starts from here and it just remains within the boundary, and whatever it sees, it gets set. The last part, 11, and I said -1. What it did was, you started from here, right? You started from here, but when you said -1, when you said -1, right? It started, I think it said, what is -1? What does -1 1? This is 0 here, right? This is 0. This is 0. If I say give me character, if I run this line, right, give me the character at -1 or at -1. So character at will not work. If I say at -1, what will I get as an output? Anyone?
Nothing.
I will get this
Oh,
here,
Open the
some.
The last
the T part, right? I will get this T.
Yeah, T part.
So it is like it is like in a it is like in a circular motion, right? So if someone asks me, okay, this is 0, what is -1? So for finding -1, it will go to the back to it and say, okay, now this is -1. Okay, this is -1, this is -2, this is -3, and if you will come to it, it might be -50 here. Okay, so if you want to write from 0, if you want to look, now you have two perspectives. You can look at perspective from 0 to, let's say, 49, right? Whatever that last index position is, let's say it is 49 in the positive sequence. And if you start from -1 by placing it here, right, and you do it, it's -50. So if I now say give me at 0, it will give me what? M, right? This M. And if I say at -50, it will give me what? M only, right? If I say at 49, it will give me what? T. And if I say at -1, it will give me what? T only, right? Agree, everyone? We have seen this, right? That at can work with the minus index, right? If you don't agree, let me show you. See this? Let me first see like what is the index, what is the total number of positions here. Statement dot length. So I'll come to know about it. You see, I have 42, right? I have 42 characters here. 42 characters, so it will start from 0, so it will be 41, right? So now if I say 41, right? Let me just comment all this out. If I say console.log 41, right? See what output will I get? Okay, sorry. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Statement dot add 41. Right? What did I got? T here, right? T. This T. Correct. If I do -1 now, what does -1 means? 0 is what? This M, right? So it starts doing, it goes to the back like this, right? And starts saying -1 here, right? So this is -1. So if I print it, what will I get?
T.
T only, right? Now with the same logic, this is -1. So this will go to here, right? I think this will be -42. So if I say -42, or if I say 0, it means we are referring to the same character, right? Let's say 0. What is the 0? M here, right? It starts from here. And this is -1, this is -2, and you follow the sequence, it will be -42. M. See, MM. Now coming to our question, which is this part. When we are doing this, right, index position, right, we got the index position of Akhiljan. So Akhiljan starts at 11, right? So you got the answer here as 11, right? So your index now will start including this part, right, from here, right? And now you are saying, instead of, I'm saying, okay, it should have, if you would have given a greater value than 11, right, it would have moved from here to here. But now you said -1. So what it will do is, for finding -1, it will not go in this direction. It will start moving from here to here. Okay, it starts traveling from here. It starts here. It starts from here, right? It starts from here and starts including, and it finds -1 here, right? But we know for the end part, right? That value is skipped, right? It is excluded, right? So it does what? It does not include T there, and just prints from here to here. Okay, so let me run this now and see. You see, you got this output here. My name is this. Okay, does it make sense now? The negative value. If I would give -2, right? Let's try actually. Will -2 will work? I mean, let's just see. I hope this will work. Let's see if I give -2 here. Okay, why it changed? Let me clean this up. Oh, okay, it is not giving. Okay. Why it is not giving -2? Maybe it does not start showing it. It just finds it here. Okay, okay, I'll check this video, right? Okay, but what I told you, right? The first part is at least correct, right? That it starts from here, it goes to the opposite direction. But what is
Uh,
happening here is,
Akhil,
hmm,
actually, means I have learned this concept in Python language, I think.
okay,
I'm not recalling right now, but there, if we want to, means we have to go in reverse order. Like we don't want to go in upward, like from left to right. Then there also substring method is there in Python. There also we give -1. Like here we have given index comma -1. So
mm-hmm,
then we get whatever we get the string in the like on uh, in the reverse order, basically, like whatever we are getting right now, like mine in is and that space. So -1 means you will get in reverse direction.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So it means like it will not go to that index position or start printing from the backward side. It's just
Yes,
that
yes,
it will,
backward side. Yes, correct
right?
word,
But
backward side.
again, what I feel is what is happening here. It is still doing the same part, right? Because
Yes,
here, right, it is still doing the same part because it takes the index position only, right? It is not asking how many characters you want. There's a
right.
difference, right? There's a difference. It is not saying how many characters you want. It is asking what is the index position you want me to get this string till what character, right? Till what
Right.
index position. Now, when you said -1, right? Logically, it is correct, right? That you are saying, okay, -1 is this one, right? So you start saying, okay, go from here and start collecting what you have, and then reach here, right? So this becomes your boundary. But the I think the second limitation on this is that it will just print till whatever it is able to find till 0th position and
Right.
prints that part, right? Even
Yes.
if I say -10 here, right? It will
Still,
do
it
what?
will give that string only.
This only, right? Only in
Yes.
this part, right? So this is what it is doing. I was thinking that it will go and print this part also, but that does not make sense actually. So this is what it is happening, right? So let's
Yes.
run this with -10. I think it should print the same part. Oh, sorry. Just a second. You see, my name is right. Just printed this part. Let me just comment this out. All this. Okay. Sometimes you feel right that Akhil has run something and it did not came on the screen. I tell you what is the reason for it. So let me just save this file and run it. You will see, right? My name is this, right? It printed this in this case. Sometimes what happens is I select a particular piece of character like this, right? And then I click on run. So what it does, it just runs the selected text only. You see, it is working on ED.
Okay. And like all the time we have to save the program first and then we
Yes,
have to
yes, yes,
run.
yes, yes. It will
I
not be on
got
the
to
same.
know that when when I was working on this first
Hmm.
time.
No, that is how it works, right? You will have to save it first. Make sure that you save it. It's not that otherwise it will not take the unsaved changes, right? It
Right.
will still work on the previous version. Okay. Okay, I think we are good on this part, right, everyone? But again, practice is required. Okay, bye. Bye.